I think it's working. Hello? All right, so this is a test live stream. Well, we're actually going to go over some stuff today. I can't really tell if anybody's. Oh shit, it's working. How do you buy a Tesla for free? You buy one and then you resell it quickly. All right. So let's see. Got OBS running. Yeah, this is wow. This is pretty cool. All right, so let me see if I switch scenes. Oh, nope. Can't see the back end. Yeah, so today we're going to go over some Tesla news, some updates to Tesla.com, and there's actually an EV that you can get right now. We're going to go over that where I think it's worth it because you can buy it and harvest a tax credit. And then of course at the end we'll go over like a Tesla AMA or Q&A where you can ask anything that you want about like Tesla buying and stuff like that. I'm probably going to try and do this, I don't know, monthly or so. But let's see, the chat. Okay, so I can't seem to see the chat unless I go here. On the OBS, it doesn't show me the chat. So I have to leave this window up. And maybe maximize it. Put this over here. And don't necessarily need this. I'm gonna put OBS on the right side. Okay. Okay, so first we'll go over some updates to Tesla.com. All right, look at that. All right, so on Tesla.com, they updated the Model S page. There's a couple things that have been happening with the refresh for the Model S. If you've been looking to buy a Model S, the new headlights and taillights were just updated to like, the headlights have like a new LED like matrix headlight, and the taillights were just updated to look just like the Model 3 and Model Y. They also updated the charge port door. Can you guys see my cursor? You can't. Well, anyways, they updated the charge port door to match like the Model 3 and Model Y. But one big thing that they just updated to the Model S and probably the Model X as well is they changed the interior screen to have like a motorized tilt, which is actually super nice for both your driver and passenger side. In terms of the price updates, they haven't changed anything recently. There was one like a while ago, but super cool, I guess. And hopefully they'll add like a retrofit for any other previous owners of the Model S to try and get that. But the other thing that was updated on Tesla.com was you can now order a semi-truck if you are interested in buying one of these. It comes in two price points. The first one is like $150,000. And it goes 0 to 60 in like 20 seconds, which is like absolutely insane. And then there's like another one that's like $180,000. There's really no ETA of when this is actually going to get delivered, but yeah, you can reserve one now if you wanted to. And there's even like fuel savings costs as well down here, like $200,000, which it doesn't really go into any of the calculations, but kind of funny. How much is it? It's 150,000 starting or 180,000, which if you think about it, that's like the price of a Model X like Plaid or a Model S Plaid. So you can buy that or you can buy a semi truck. But yeah, if you have any questions on Tesla buying, feel free to put it in the chat. I'm going to answer all of them at the end of the stream. We're kind of doing like a test stream for this one. But yeah, Peterbilt truck start at like 250K. Wow, that's actually insane. So yeah, this is a slick deal then. You buy one of these, save on gas, and just use electricity. Yeah, super crazy though. I had no ETA on when it's actually delivered, but let's see what happens if you click reserve now. Okay, so you can you order like 100? Whoa. If you order 50 Tesla semi trucks, you have to put an initial $5,000 down as a deposit, and then within 10 days you have to give Tesla $1 million for 50 Tesla semi trucks. Does that mean if I could? Oh, okay, so I was gonna say if you could just put an order down now, you could get like a huge deposit on your credit card if you need to hit a spending balance or anything like that. Yeah, super nice looking. Yeah, it does look like the Japanese bullet train or something like that. But 20K to reserve a Tesla Semi. Yeah, I don't really know how long it takes to charge. It looks like it's a 300 or 500 mile range. So if that's like a normal Tesla with a 300-mile range, that probably can take like on supercharger like 4 to 5 hours, if not more. Yeah, if you look at a Peterbilt truck, I guess that's what people would compare it to, but then the cost of diesel and things like that, that just adds up, I guess. And no maintenance on a Tesla Semi, or less maintenance. Yeah, not sure on the maintenance costs on a electric semi truck versus a gas diesel Peterbilt truck. Yeah, it's really interesting to see which companies will actually go with a Tesla Semi first. I think there are some companies that have some on order. Let's see, Tesla Semi on order companies. Rolo, when will you be giving away a Tesla Model Y? Oh, that's a good idea. Maybe I should do that. The next 100K subs, the 100th one that subs I'll give away a Model Y to them. Maybe. I'll give you the chance to earn a Model Y. Here are the companies buying a Tesla electric semi-truck. Walmart, Pepsi, Anheuser-Busch are all early adopters. Okay. Yeah. We'll see the race to see who gets a Tesla semi-truck or even an alternative fuel electric truck. That's gonna be wild. Peterbilt, no one buys the 579, everyone gets the 399. Okay. And there's people that like buy these and like rent them out too, right? They rent out semi trucks to like other truck drivers. I bet I wonder if there's going to be a market where you could buy Tesla semis and rent them out to people. Yeah, exactly. I'll give away a chance to earn a Model Y at 100K subs. If you're the 100K subscriber to my channel, you might win a Model Y from me. Yeah, so yeah, Tesla Semi is on the website now if you wanted to order it. That's kind of news today or this week. But here's another tracker that I've been using to keep track of Tesla price inquiry histories. I'll put a link to this in the description later, but this Excel sheet kind of tracks, of course, all the different price increases for all the Tesla models, the Model X, Model S, Model 3, and Model Y. And there hasn't been any recently, but looks like the last time the Model Y was increased was on May 20th. Is that right? Oh, it looks like there's no change. Today's day +5. Okay. Yeah, 62,990 for a Model Y long range. It's 68K for a Model Y performance, which is insane. Okay, so they added the short range on here with 59,990, which that's an expensive car. So I guess the question is, would you get a short range at 59K or a long range for just $3,000 more dollars? Oh, but the short range is not even on here anymore, so they must have removed it already. So they added the long range or they added the short range, and then they removed the short range shortly after. But 5K difference between the long range and the performance, that's definitely a lot. So I don't know if I would swing that just for that extra 0 to 60 and bigger rims. Not sure if that would be worth it. But let's check out the Model 3. Looks like no price changes at all since April and May. Model X is still the same as well. And the Model S is also still the same at 100K for the long range and 136K for the performance. So definitely some crazy price increases recently. But yeah, on other news, there is a rumor that, or Elon said in an interview that he's going to be stopping Tesla orders because there's way too many in the queue. So if you've been on the fence, you should put your order in ASAP before he just completely stops it. It looks like if you want to order a Model Y right now, long range, it's not going to be for the end of the year or even next year, which is just absolutely insane. I guess the move would definitely be to try and get a performance because it would bump it down to like July or September of this year instead of who knows when you get it next year. Going to a Model 3. You place an order now for, okay, so you can get a rear wheel drive. If you place an order for a rear wheel drive Model 3, you won't get it until August or through November. And if you get a long range, July, okay, a little bit sooner if you got a long range. But performance is definitely the way to go because then you'd get it a little bit sooner from June to August of this year. But yeah, definitely no tax credit with buying a Tesla, which leads me to my next topic of maybe it would be better just to buy a different car instead of a Tesla because there's a lot of good deals out there right now with other brands. Here's a review from Inside EVs on the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Looks like it also has a similar range. I actually really like the styling of the Ioniq 5. Not sure if other people have, anybody in the chat has considered this EV. There also is the Kia EV6, which is, not sure if you like either of them, but I prefer the Ioniq 5 styling over the EV6. I've seen some EV6s on the road. It definitely is a looker, more aggressive, and it's just like, but it looks a little bloated as well. Whereas the Ioniq 5 hybrid, no, the Ioniq 5 Hyundai. Whoops. Here. The Ioniq 5 looks a little bit more balanced. Doesn't look as bloated as the EV6. And I like the styling of it. It looks like a RoboCop kind of look. And they seem to be like similar price. And markups, of course, are going to be a variety over the country. But if you are considering an electric vehicle, I would strongly consider getting an EV6 or a Ioniq 5, just because you get that full $7,500 tax credit if you pay that much in federal taxes. Definitely quote or talk to an accountant. But both of these cars, super cool. They both come with, I think, like 2-year EV charging for free. And they're basically essentially the same cars with just different styling. I just really like the look of the taillights and the headlights. It's got that like RoboCop like retro feel to it. And the interior of the Ioniq is definitely a little bit nicer than the EV6 in my opinion. I mean, I guess it is a Hyundai versus a Kia. But yeah, both of these cars, I mean, I would think they're great deals just because you get the $7,500. And what's really interesting, if you're interested in just kind of harvesting that tax credit, the $7,500 tax credit, it might be a good opportunity to try and just buy one of these pay hopefully MSRP or a little bit of markup, and then maybe even flip it. I recommend everyone to go to Car Buyer USA to kind of see values on cars before you buy it, especially right now, just in case like you need to get out of it. But let's just go ahead and plug in let's do a Kia first, EV6, should be on here. Do all-wheel drive. Now let's just do a base, like 2-wheel drive. I think wind is the, let's see, let's build one and see what's the cheapest EV6 that we can get. Of course, hopefully no markup. All right, so light rear-wheel drive starting at 40,990 or 900. So like a full MSRP of 42K. You guys see that on the screen? Okay. So if we just put this, the light, right? Yeah. Light rear-wheel drive, two-wheel drive. Let's say you put, I don't know, 5,000 miles on it. Let's go a little bit longer. Let's say you're just buying this just to harvest the $7,500 tax credit instead of buying a Tesla. Or if you need a little bit more money before you get that Tesla, maybe you buy this first, drive it for like 3 months if you need a car right away while you're waiting for your Tesla, because Tesla's going to be 3 to 6 to even a year if you place your order today. Let's say you bought the EV6. But let's say it takes you 6 months to get your Tesla. Everybody drives around about 1,000 miles a month. So let's go real world. And say you're in California because California is the most expensive. Finance, yes. Title and position, no. Oh, just kidding. No quote. Okay, so let's go back. Let's kind of try and get a quote. That backfired. I definitely thought it was going to give us a value. All right, let's try this again. 2022 Kia, maybe all-wheel drive then? Do wind. Let's put like 3,000 miles. So like 3 to 4 months of driving, give or take. Vehicle leased, no. Finance, yes. Do not have a title. Come on. Dang it. All right, fine. Making me do it the hard way. Let's just go to Manheim then. All right, so I'm going to go to Manheim auction values. I do have a login, luckily, so we can pull up some auction values to see what they're going for, which is a kind of a better indicator anyways. Let's see. Let's go to some Kia action. EV6. There we go. Okay. EV6 Kia rear-wheel drive wind edition, wind trim. So the wind trim, let's back this out to the wind, which starts at 47K. So 47K, which is a full MSRP of $48,000. So $48,000 plus tax, registration, everything. So like 10% give or take. So like low 50s, but let's call it 55K out the door. You could buy it, and then auction values right now looks like a couple weeks data is a little old. Looks like the data is a little bit old, but the 2022 Kia, if you bought that car and we were to take delivery right now, you're pretty much in the money when you drive off the lot, as it seems maybe a little bit less, but then don't forget you still have that $7,500 tax credit that you can harvest and use for next year. So you might take like, let's say you take a couple $1,000 loss, like $3,000 loss, you're still plus 4,000 when you file your taxes. So let's say you need a car, right now, and you don't have a car, you need to buy one immediately, and you can't wait for a Tesla, but you still want a Tesla. I would really recommend buying a Tesla or putting an order for a Tesla in, waiting for that VIN. It's going to take 6 months, but then trying to get one of these Ioniq or Kia EV6s in the meantime, because you can drive for essentially free, because like you basically have $7,500 to break even. So, yeah, $7,500 tax credit. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it comes with 2-year free charging. EV6 free charging, either the Ioniq or the Kia, but I would imagine it's okay. So Kia EV owners get 3 years of free charging, but there's a catch. Okay, so Hyundai is offering free charging. The Kia, but the Kia option is good. That's it. It's something that buyers want to consider before choosing an XUV. Kia and Electrify America will give EV6 buyers 1,000 watts of free charging. Huh. But once you reach 1,000 kilowatts, that's it. That sounds like a great deal, but that's, wow, that's only 3,500 or 4,000 miles at today's math. So that actually is not a good deal at all. So, which goes into the plan that I have. Just buy the Kia or the Ioniq. I think this is, so I wonder what's the Ioniq. Let's see, Ioniq 5 Hyundai free charging. Okay, so the Ioniq 5 through Electrify America, which, you know, it's a good network, but it's definitely got some quirks. Whenever I roll up to one, they're always packed in this area, but it is California, so there's just way more EVs here. Okay, so continue 2 years of 30-minute DC fast charging. I wonder if there's a cap on this. That's good to know. I didn't know the Kia is capped like that. That kind of kills the deal a little bit. But yeah, 2 years of 30-minute sessions, which is really all you need. Yeah, I mean, so scratch that. Don't buy the Kia. Buy the Hyundai if you need a car right now, because well, let's build a Hyundai. Okay, so the Hyundai SE, 44,000 starting MSRP. Dang, so this is actually a super slick deal because, okay, let's just build a base one. We don't need all the bells and whistles here. But okay, so total MSRP 45,000. And let's pop this into, so this is Manheim, which is actual auction data of dealers buying and selling cars. Let's see, is the SE, is it all-wheel drive? Hey Austin, welcome to the stream. I'm going to do a Q&A at the end of the stream where you can ask anything about buying the Tesla, buying hacks. If you have a question on what you should do about financing, something like that, you know, feel free to ask it. But I'm going to go through at the end. But right now I'm going through why a Hyundai might be a better deal than a Tesla, or it 100% is a better deal if you need a car right now. So that I would say recommend you could put an order for a Tesla in the meantime while you're waiting for a Tesla. Try and buy one of these if you need a car right away. Okay, so let's just go 45K MSRP for a Hyundai Ioniq. And yeah, there we go. Hyundai Ioniq base SE. So the base of the base, they're going for like 50s, mid 50s, not even low 50s. Yeah, I would say on average about 55K. So if you got an Ioniq SE base with a price of 45K with taxes at like 10% with registration and everything, you're still in the car for 50K. You could literally turn around and sell it and profit 5K plus the $7,500 tax credit immediately. As you can tell, there's plenty of people already doing this. That's why all these cars at the auction have low mileage, not even 1,000 miles. This is just actually insane. All these people are saving $7,500 on the taxes and just making a killing. So there are some dealers out there, especially on the East Coast, that are selling Ioniq 5s at MSRP. So it's definitely easy to get one. It's not easy to get one, but you can definitely get one if you put some work into it. But I mean, if you need a car, I would say order the Tesla Model Y or 3 now. You got 6 months, 3 to 6 months anyways before the car comes in stock. And then you can just sell the Ioniq, dump it to the auction or dealer, break even, or even if you lose like a couple thousand, you're still ahead because you have the $7,500 tax credit that you can harvest next year when you do file your taxes. But either way, it's still a really cool car if you can get it for MSRP. Even if you're paying like a couple $1,000s over markup, like you're really not. It's not that bad. Let's see if you got like a SEL. Does it? So yeah, the move is definitely. Oh wow, holy crap. So if you got a limited, the prices definitely go up a lot. But how much more is an a limited? If I go back to this page, so the SE is 44K. If I go to a limited, 51K, so 6K more. And this is definitely like, okay, it's about right. It's in line. About like 10K more for a 10K more car. Second Mach-E is getting delivered tomorrow. Nice. What are you gonna do with both of them? You're gonna rent them both on Turo? Let's check the Ford Mach-E. This one is interesting too. How much did you pay for your Ford Mach-E out the door with tax, everything? Ford Mach-E. Blind, I can't see it. Ford Mustang Mach-E. Is it all-wheel drive or rear-wheel drive? Or rear-wheel drive. Select. Okay, so you're in the money. Not bad. Yeah, I feel like any EV right now is good to harvest. Holy crap. Premium or select? Okay, so yeah, you've paid 52. You could just flip it. Look at this. 91 miles, 20 miles, 63 miles, 12 miles. People are literally just buying these cars and just dumping them to the auction. They're not even like trying to drive them. People are just trying to make money here. It'd be hilarious if like each of these were the same person, just, oh, my order came in, sold it, order came in, because I'm pretty sure there isn't really any language, but is the 7,500 electric tax credit stackable? I don't really think you can literally just keep buying cars, and I've heard that you can just keep doing it, but like a friend of a friend supposedly has bought like 4 EVs last year and just stacked like a bunch of credits, but I mean, I don't think there's anything that says that you can't. Of course, talk to your accountant and you can just keep going and going. So like essentially like most people could just pay 0 in tax, which is like a crazy opportunity right now if you want to just negate your tax bill, your federal tax bill completely. Yeah, but I feel like most people owe money on their federal taxes though, especially W-2 people where it just gets ripped out completely. Like, yeah, because let's go to the smart asset income. Okay, so to buy a 60K car, you gotta at least make 60K. So, and should we just keep it Los Angeles? Yes, we could. Okay, so if you make 60K and you're in Los Angeles and you're single, which you need 60K to be able to qualify to buy a 60K car, anything less is just silly. You're paying $6,000 in federal taxes, at least for 2021. 2022 is probably gonna be similar or more, so you're literally going to negate all that out and you'll get a refund for $6,000. I guess let's see, what's the most optimum? Whoa. How much do you need to be making to get a $7,500 tax bill? Whoa, that went up a lot. What the heck? Jeez. That went up like $3,000 if to go from 60,000 to, holy crap. That's a lot of taxes. Okay, so let's figure out the sweet spot here. Nope, that's not the sweet spot. Jeez. Okay, if you make $66,000 in LA, well, I guess it doesn't matter where you live because it's federal. What's up, chicken pie? $66,000 in Los Angeles, single. You don't do any other deductions, no kids. You are literally paying $7,500 in federal tax credit. So you 100%, this person should buy a Kia EV 6 or a Hyundai Ioniq to negate their tax bill completely, and they'll literally get a refund for $7,500 for next year for the federal tax. So definitely worth it. Huge opportunity right now. I would say if you want a Tesla, just place an order for a Tesla, put yourself in the queue. It's gonna be 6 months to 12 months anyways, and then yeah, you'll just get it. No. So basically, your W-2 customers, W-2 people are already paying tax every single paycheck. They just get it back at the end. It's a little bit different. You don't have to have necessarily a refund. It's just it takes your total tax liability at the end of it, of how much tax. And if you've already put in $7,500, you get the $7,500 back. So it's not like a refund at the end. Like if you have to pay more, if you owe at the end of the year or not, it's whether you've paid it or not, your total tax liability. It's like a different thing. But Chicken Pie, have you gotten your Tesla? Yes, I have a Tesla Model S. I've had it for like 2 months now. Did a couple of things to it, but yeah, it's I haven't been driving it much because I also just bought a Lexus NX, which I haven't released on the channel. It was a plug-in, and I bought that because of the tax harvest, and also I got a decent deal. But since I answered one question, let's go to Austin. Hey, sorry, not purchase related. Did your S come with a rotating screen? I've seen a couple delivery, and I guess they've had it. That actually just came out like last week. So my S did not come with that special rotating screen, unfortunately. But I was just talking about it at the beginning of the stream. It's like super cool. Kind of wish I got it, but the taillights and the headlights were something that I'd rather get instead. And hopefully this is like a retrofit or something. But Chicken Pie, nice profile pic. What's the profile pic? Oh, ranch dressing. Dang, now I want a chicken pie. Oof. But yeah, super nice rotating screen. I mean, there's definitely going to be a retrofit. Well, hopefully. But it's just how much is it going to cost, right? Like a service appointment, plus they got to come out. I imagine it's going to be like $300-400 just to get a rotating screen. Thanks for the answer. I'm going to pick your mind this Tuesday. Hope it has it. Nice. Did you get your VIN yet? Usually you can tell like if you're getting like an upgrade by, if you go to the Tesla Motors Club forum, there's like a thread. Here, I'll just pull it up. If you're not on there already, it's a pretty cool forum. Let's see, if you go to the ordering, production, and delivery, there's a huge like consolidated thread. I think it's this one. I was definitely in it a lot. But people talk about like when they got their VIN, they'll talk about if they picked up their car, if it had the latest feature and what VIN they got, and what VIN they have. And then you can usually figure out like if someone's like, oh, I got the newest screen. So here we go. My build 44768 build 420 got silver screen. So what is your VIN? 470. Oh yeah, that can't be right. That's like 300,000 cars after. But here's the thread if you want to like go through it and try and like investigate yourself. But you can see here, this is a data point, like this person's VIN got built on April 25th and they got the swivel screen. So most likely it looks like yours will have the swivel screen, which I'm semi-jealous, not gonna lie. But you can go comb through this thread and you'll see like what features your might have based upon the VIN. But the cool and I guess the bad thing with the Teslas is they're always updating stuff. So today it's gonna be the swivel screen. Tomorrow it's gonna be like a rocket booster at the back of the car that older Model S owners won't get. So it's a never-ending game with Tesla. Daniel Blue, how do you tell if your EV is part of the 2,000 cap for EV tax credit? That's a great question. It really depends on the OEM. So I know there's like an article, Toyota and Lexus is really, really close to selling like 200,000 electric battery cars, which would nullify them for the tax credit. And this was an article posted in April 11th of 2022 from Electric. Federal tax credit will be phased out for Toyota EV customers, also Lexus too, because they're basically the same, which really sucks because the Toyota BZ is literally about to come out. Like, I think it just hit showrooms, which this car is a sick car, like in terms of the value. If you can get one of these at MSRP and the tax credit, which right now it says 7,500, but if Toyota goes over that 200K mark, it will go down to 3,750, which is still a, you know, a huge chunk of change. But if you can get a 42K base with like the 7,500 or the 3,700 tax credit, that's like the cheapest SUV electric car like ever. So that's gonna be insane. All right, so going back to Austin, your VIN is 470856. Yeah, it looks like you are. Oh wait, no, this is 47768, and you're 477. So it looks like this guy's VIN was built a little bit after. So it's possible, unless he did a typo, 470 for his 477, which is definitely possible. But that's a lot of cars. 6,000 Model S's. I mean, it's possible, but yeah, I don't know. You're right on the edge. Yeah, really, that's tough. That's tough now. But yeah, the Toyota BZ and the Lexus RZ, really cool cars. The BZ is a slick deal at 42K, which I can't even build one right now. But and the RZ, there's really not any details on how much it's actually going to be. But I bet it's obviously going to be more than 42K, maybe even 10, 15K more. Yeah, this is probably the slickest deal. Next to, I think the Subaru Solterra is, I wonder how much that one costs. That's got to be like a similar price. Let's see, Subaru Solterra. I misspoke, 478056. Let's go back to the thread then. 47. Oh, then you're good then. Yeah, this is 477. So you most like, don't quote me, don't come back here and attack me if you don't got the silver screen, but most likely you got the silver screen, which is super nice. Hopefully you can play with it and, I don't know, be more angled to you and versus being more angled to your passenger. I'm actually really curious how loud it is. Like, there's a video, but sometimes videos don't do it justice. Oh yeah, so the Subaru Solterra. Oh, fun fact, the Subaru Solterra, even though it's literally the same car, like, of course there's different interior bits, but very similar car to the Toyota BZ, is 45K versus 42K. So Toyota's really trying to get in there and be cheaper. Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on the BZ? I mean, it's, you can get it at 42K base with like limited features plus destination, you're probably at like 43, and then with tax, like everything, like 48, then like knock down the 7,500 tax rate, you're definitely gonna be. So Samuel Blue, to answer your question, you kind of have to look at the sales data and to see if the manufacturer is close to the 200,000 vehicle cap. RCD, will I be getting the Cybertruck? Yes, I have two on order right now. I think I have like the low range one, single motor, and like the high range one. I put two in just because I wanted to get one like ASAP. I even made a video on like, you can actually check your reservation number and see like what order you're in. And I think my bigger range one is like number 5,000. So hopefully, fingers crossed, I get it like soon, or I get like one of the early ones. But I really have no faith, to be honest, on this Tesla Cybertruck. I think it's gonna be like end of 2023, if not like early 2024, before the first one actually comes out. All right, yeah, next question. Damien, would you recommend a delivery driver getting a Model 3, not enough credit, but also not horrible, making 50K annually, but also averaging 25K miles annually? So I would, a delivery driver, okay, like Uber Eats or something like that. I mean, Model 3 is good for delivery driving routes because like you have low maintenance, you don't pay for gas, of course. So it's a great car, and the Model 3 also keep value much better than other cars in terms of like gas cars. But right now, it's like hard to say with that because the past 2 years or past a year has been insane with car values. But I would really recommend, and I was kind of going through this earlier, the Kia EV6 and the Hyundai Ioniq 5. Like if you got either of them at a base price, with the $7,500 tax credit. We just found out earlier that the Hyundai comes with 2-year supercharging. 3-year, 2-year, 3-year, 3-year, 3-year. Let's see, 2? Where is it? So bad at this. Okay, 2 years of free 30-minute DC fast charging, which is more than what you need. That gives you like maybe like 150 miles of range to 200 miles of range. But if you can get, let's say you got the Kia Ioniq 5 SE, base price of $45K, depending on what state you're in, you're going to pay like 5 to 10% in taxes and fees. So let's say it's 10%. You're still out the door like under $50K. And the Ioniq 5, we were looking at the Mustang, but let's go back to the Hyundai Ioniq 5. This is Mannheim, so this is actual auction values currently of people buying and selling the car. You can see down here, 58K, 55K, 55K, 53K. So you could literally flip it or buy it, then flip it, or order a Tesla Model 3, 6 months anyways, buy Ioniq, drive that for 6 months, load it up because you drive a ton, 25K miles. You're going to put like 2,000 a month. That's, I mean, so might as well mile this one up, sell it, break even, harvest that $7,500 tax credit because if you're delivery driving, you're going to need all, if you're delivery driving, you're going to need all the write-offs for a fact. And then get your Tesla when it comes in and then do the same thing and just rinse and repeat. If I was doing that kind of stuff, if I was like, actually I kind of do it right now, but I drive a ton, is I would buy EVs, flip them, get out of them as soon as possible before tires are due, before brakes are definitely not going to be due for a bit, but I hate paying for tires. And also in California, you pay like a yearly registration. It's like $600 a month just to drive your car. I hate paying for that, so just buy it, flip it, and move on to the next one. Austin, 478, yes. What was the website for that form? It's TeslaMotorsClub.com. If you want to put that into Google, you can search up. It's a forum, but basically there's a ton of people that just put in like their feedback. There's like so many different like threads in here on like feedback of like the cars, Model S's, and all the vehicles, of course. And there's like for sale sections for parts and vehicles as well. But if you go to the Model S section, go to ordering, production, and delivery, and then go to Model S delivery update. This is a thread where just people just put in all their stuff and comments and questions on like what they recently have got. But yeah, yep, 2 Cybertruck orders. Hopefully the bigger one comes in, but I also read something that Tesla Cybertruck, they like stopped orders for like Europe and China. So if you're interested in getting one of these, they might stop the orders for the US too. Let's see. Oh my goodness, look at this article. Elon Musk reveals that Tesla Cybertruck is sold out until 2027. They're gonna be sold out if they haven't even like started making it. 3 years of production. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this makes sense. Initial production will be the 4-motor variant, which it used to be the 3-motor variant. Now it's the 4. And I think that was like a starting price of like $79K. To answer your question, RCD, you reserve the single motor truck. Do you think that we're on the $39K pricing? I don't think so anymore, to be honest. Like the $39K pricing is super cheap, but it's not super cheap when you compare it to like the Lightning. But if you get a Ford Lightning at like $39K, that would be insane. And you could probably easily flip that like plus $70K. But I was looking at this the other day. The Ford Lightning starts at like $39K, and then you can easily get the $7,500 tax credit. That's a low 30K's work truck. That's insane for what this is. For in a truck, EV, like tons of that. But I don't think they're gonna honor the price. They're probably gonna do like because Elon says they're gonna start with the 4-motor variant, and that was $79K. They don't even have pricing on the website anymore. But that's easily gonna be like a $100K truck. Like I would imagine like they're gonna bump it $10K to $89,990. and then the options, everything, that's gonna be easily 100K. Damien, yes, I definitely thought about all of this. The rinse and repeat method is genius. Thanks. Yeah, no problem. Go for it. If you can get it at MSRP, you're 100% in the money. Even if you pay like a little bit of markup. I have a friend that paid like $3,000 markup on an EV6, a Kia, and he could still sell it and break even. But you're then factoring in the tax credit, which offsets it to next year. So you need some cash to be able to rinse and repeat like that. No one buying the Ford Lightning at 39K. Yeah, my Ford Lightning started 90K. 100K Ford. Man, that's literally like Ford Raptor. What does a Ford Raptor start at? Ford Raptor 70K. A Ford Lightning or a Ford Raptor? Which one would you buy? Limited Raptor. Like that. That's like insane. But I mean, I guess maybe a Lightning holds better value. I mean, it's tough, right? But that's really the opportunity cost of these EV cars versus a gas. Like if you don't even drive that much, then maybe just getting the gas variant is a better deal. But yeah, a base Raptor with like minimal options, really no options, just destination, is $71,000, or a Ford Lightning with markup and everything is 90K. But who knows? Maybe you won't even be able to get a Ford Raptor for MSRP either. But supposedly TRXs, you can get a discount on that. I think you could get like 12% off. I saw a post somewhere. Maybe it was like Lease Companion or something. So maybe TRX is the move if you're in the truck market. But yeah. Ford dealerships are going to sell it to people. Yeah, they're going to jack up the price to tell you it's to take 6 years to deliver. I didn't even get the Platinum, 90K. Yeah, that's, I mean, a lot of truck for the money for sure. But I mean, even like Rivians, I was looking at this the other day. Let's go back to Manheim, the auction values. Put in Rivian R1T. Oh, sexy chat. All right, let's go. I think Adventure is the base one, right? Maybe Explore. Launch Edition, that's right. Look at this. So 2022 Rivian R1T Launch Edition, which I think is the only one out right now. 136, 127, 131. That's insane. Like, what a flip. If you were able, like, I didn't even think about trying to put, because now I'm like, in retrospect, I should have just put one in just for shits and giggles. Because like, what is the ordering deposit for an R1T anyways? Let's see. All right, so they changed the pricing, of course, but let's see, 85K for the cheapest Rivian. I think it's $1,000. Yep, $1,000, 100% refundable. Wow, dang, we definitely should have just put one of these in here. What a lost opportunity. Should have just ordered one day one and just flipped it, because I think the first ones were like 80K with taxes. That's like 90K. So that's easy 20, 30K. You could even drive it for a little bit and then just, and look, it's what all these people are doing. 500 miles, 130K, 197 miles, 120 miles. Just people are just buying it. And then it would be really funny if these were employee cars. The employees took delivery first and they're just like dumping it immediately. All right, 1 second. Let me get some water. My voice is. So yeah, this is auction values. If you're just joining on the stream, this is auction values with the Rivian. We're just crying about our lost opportunity, because we're talking about trucks, Ford trucks, TRX trucks, Ford Lightnings, and basically any other EV right now. If you really can't get a Tesla Model 3 immediately, or you actually can if you're savvy. But if you haven't seen this website, it's waitingfortesla.com. Let's reload it. This is the site that I was stalking for a little bit before I got my Model S. You can literally click whatever model that you're looking for and see if there's any in stock. Looks like there's 9 plaids. 9 plaids in the country right now. Let's see any Model 3s. RC, what would be the best method of getting a lower price Model Y? Join a bunch of Facebook groups and not a single bite. Yeah, it's definitely tough right now. Tesla has cracked down a lot on reservation transfers. Really the best is, do you have a sales advisor at Tesla? Or just reach out to them. I have one, but she's kind of been MIA. I think I've like sent her like way too many like referrals. But her name, I'll put her email on the screen actually because it's public knowledge. You can try emailing her, but she might not respond. I've had some people report that yeah, she hasn't been responding. But here, where should I put this? I'll just put it in the chat here. P.O. Patel. You can try emailing her. Her name is Patricia. And just say like referral, looking for an inventory Model Y. That's a demo. And just say you're flexible to any options, and she'll just reach out. And I would probably email her probably on a bi-weekly basis, like every other week, just saying like, hey, you're still in the market, inventory Model Y. Yeah. Okay, so let's see, waiting for Tesla. Yeah, 0 found. There should be a way, if you join their Discord, you can see all the different alerts. And they also have some reporting as well on the left side. Let's see, bot says historic reports. So you can see like, you can see how often alerts are being generated. I haven't been checking a lot, but the Discord, you can just subscribe to each of the channels. They have like channels for each model by state. So you could literally just subscribe to that one and you get a notification right on it. So let's see, Model Y long range 50 were released from April 1st to May 15th. Let's see, demo. Are these 50 demos? No way. A lot of demos. Thanks. Do you know if it'll be at the current 50? Yeah, it'd be at the current base price, or if it's an inventory car, whether it's like a test drive car or whatever, for whatever reason, it might be like a couple $1,000, maybe even like $1,000 discount. It really just depends how many miles on it. Sometimes it's not even worth it. So that's unfortunately. You could email them and say like you have an order in, but I would just order your current sales advisor and just say like, hey, just following up, here's my order. I'm open to any price configuration. I just want it ASAP. And then typically they'll try and match you to like one that opens up. E-Flowers, if you can't afford an EV with hybrids and plug-in prices looking better than years ago, would you recommend either one or continue to save for an EV? Depends on your budget. How much can you afford in terms of like financing, or if you're paying cash, then I guess that's a different story. But yeah, Daniel Blue, who do you recommend for financing? So for financing, I made a couple videos on this, but DCU or Digital Credit Union has been really good to me. I've had a lot of like a couple different loans with them. Actually, yeah, I've had 2 loans with them. I financed my Model Y and my Model S. They have pretty decent rates for EVs. You have to join them. It's pretty easy to join. They currently block referrals, so you can just join on their website. Just click join and then join one of the organizations. But you get slight discounts for like direct deposit, electric cars like 0.25, and of course no payments for the first 60 days, which is actually really nice. Other than DCU, there's PenFed Credit Union, also really easy to join. You just really like donate to like an organization, and then you can get a loan for them. But let's take a look at their rates. Where is their rates? See rates. I think it's a little bit higher than DCU, but there actually is I found it a while ago. Let's see. Someone made a spreadsheet. It has not been updated, but it's probably a good starting point. Let me try and pull it up. Basically, someone aggregated like a bunch of like credit unions and updated them like in real time. Let's see. Here we go. Here we go. Actually really cool, great idea, but I guess they just stopped updating it. Or maybe not. I just saw April 2022. Okay, so this says April 2022, but like you can see some of it isn't working. And then this says like Thursday 2020. But on the left side is all the different credit unions. Recently, I ran into Carolina Co-op CEO. I tried joining them briefly, but they have 1.99 for 84, which is like insane, crazy rate. But I haven't had too much experience with them. There's some notes on the right side, which kind of goes through like if it's easy to join or not. But the Carolina Co-op one, it was actually pretty easy. You just had to like join like some organization in Carolina, and then you should be good to go. Yeah, look at this. So this note on February 2nd, 2022, 1.99 at 84 months on a Model S with a 746 credit union. They use TransUnion, so that's insane actually. 1.99 for 84 months, but that was 2 months ago, so rates were like completely different back then. Yeah, I'll paste this link in the chat if you want to start, but there's a bunch of credit unions on here. Feel free to browse through and like check it out. But DCU, really can recommend that they finance 2 of my cars. So I would start there. And then if you're not really getting anywhere, of course, just go to the bank that you bank with and that you already have a relationship with to just go through there. What's the usual insurance cost on the Model Ys located in SoCal? So I actually made a video on this. I've gone through like 6 different insurances within the past 3 months. I started with like Progressive. I quoted Tesla insurance like 5 times. It never worked out. Then I landed on Costco Ameriprise insurance, which Costco Connect. If you have Costco membership, especially the executive level, it's a pretty good one. I was with them for like 2 years. It was like cheapest. But if you're in SoCal, actually, the insurance that I just switched to, which the video isn't out yet, but Wawa Nisa Insurance, definitely check them out. This is actually referred from like a coworker, but super low rates. It beat Costco by like $20 a month. But for Model Ys, I was paying like $130 a month for 100, 300,000, 100,000 coverage and like a $500 deductible SoCal area. So I would expect something like that if you're paying for a Model Y. Tesla's insurance is definitely a little bit higher than a regular car, but it also is SoCal, so insurance out here is insane no matter what. No matter what. But yeah, I would check out Costco insurance and Wawa Nisa insurance. Both really good. You can tell Wawa Nisa is good because they make you jump through a lot of hoops to sign up. So because they do that with like all their customers, like hopefully there's not a lot of fraud, which if there's not a lot of fraud and insurance scams, then the rates will stay low. Yeah, this is a cool financing chart. It's definitely outdated, but I mean, it's a good jumping off point if you need to figure out where to apply with. I would honestly start, and what I try to do, actually, I've done it with the Model Y. I bought the Model Y using Tesla financing because it was the easiest. It was super seamless. Like, because they're doing everything, you just literally show up and buy the car. And then I actually refinanced the Model Y with DCU like 2 months later at a lower rate. So because if you go straight to DCU directly, you have to like work with DCU to like call them, and they have to send a check to Tesla, which they do a lot of Teslas anyways. So they're pretty used to it, but you have to overnight the check to Tesla, and then you can either show up the check, or overnight the check to you. You can either show up with the check, or you have to make sure Tesla gets the check and then pick up the car after that. Which, once DCU sends a check, they send you a screenshot. You can just show up with a screenshot to Tesla, and they let you take care of the car. But I like making sure everything is like squared away before showing up. So I'm okay with like letting Tesla do the financing with a little bit higher rate because it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. And DCU has a really good, like these rates are good for buying a new car and refinancing. So it's a slick deal as long as these rates are lower than wherever you're paying elsewhere. But yeah, that's really it. We've gone through a lot, but yeah, I'm probably going to stream for like another 10 minutes or so. So if you have any other questions on buying a Tesla or tips and hacks, I've pretty much gone through all my usual. Yeah, there's definitely less deals than before. So you're kind of locked into just paying MSRP or even a slight discount. But I would say the Model Y is definitely a great car still. I definitely miss mine. Model S is nicer, but I like that SUV feel. So I would love to. Model X is the dream. I have one on order. It's unfortunately not at the lowest price. The lowest price that the newest Model X came out was like 90K, which is like a super slick deal. I'm like kicking myself for not throwing in order. So the lesson of today is if you see an EV and it's a refundable cheap deposit, just throw your name in the queue and then figure it out later. I think my Model X right now has like a base price of 105. It's still like 10K less than the current price, but 105K for a car is a lot of money. A lot of money. Are you still with the girl from Kyoto? Okay. But yeah, Model X. This is the dream car. If I could, I think this is like the perfect daily driver or car for like road trips, because we definitely do a lot of road trips. I've not done a road trip with the Model S yet, but hopefully that's coming soon. Maybe this week, if we can convince someone to go somewhere. But got some friends coming in town, and there's something going on this weekend that might be fun to go to. Maybe not. Maybe it might be, but yeah. Model X is definitely, I think, would be a perfect all-around car for the space, the size, for what it is. It's just really, really expensive, but I would definitely go back. I would go with the cheap wheels, or sorry, not the cheap wheels, the free wheels, because I can't afford $5,500 for 22-inch rims. Can't afford the tire change either, but 20-inch rims for free. I've always wanted a Tesla with the white interior, but I also have 2 dogs, so maybe it wouldn't be worth it, but I really want the white interior. I keep going back and forth between like 5-seater versus 6 and 7. Everybody I talk to, they always say 6-seater because it's like the captain shares makes a lot of sense. But I don't know if I can stomach paying $6,500 for captain shares. And like it's not like we have like kids, so we don't need that third row. I feel like should just be cheap and just get the 5-seater and change my order. Right now, my order is in for a 7-seater, but I might switch it to a 5-seater and just save $3,500. Because yeah, I don't think it's worth it to go 6. Yeah, trick question, exactly. That was a cool Airbnb. Yeah. I don't even know. Is Japan open yet? Like, we want to go somewhere, but it's a little bit tough to go international. But yeah. And full self-driving, if anybody has questions on whether it's worth it to get it, I 100%, like 99.99% think it's not worth it to get full self-driving. It's almost a scam at this point, so do not pay $12,000 for the full self-driving. Yeah, there it is, wall connector, $200. Recently, Tesla removed these from new car deliveries, so you don't get it for free anymore. So I have my Model S right now, which I'm 99% going to be selling in 6 months. I'm going to keep my wall connector to save that $200 because I'm that cheap. So yeah, if you were to get a 5-seater or 7-seater, let's switch this. 5-seater, white interior, black exterior, Model X, which I think is probably like a really good all-around car, $120,000 basically, and you won't get it till next year. Like really next year. Like, yeah. Let's see if I change this to 6-seater, because I think there was a bit where they delivered like a bunch of 5-seaters all at once. So I don't really think like a higher MSRP is going to give you much in terms of like getting your car a little bit earlier. But supposedly if you add full self-driving, that does bump up your order status. But if you remove it, it will hurt you negatively. But you can't, I mean, I can't imagine you need a car that bad where you're willing to pay $12,000 extra. So please do not get full self-driving if you just need your car immediately. What's the range in kms? 350 miles to kms. 350 miles to km. 563 kilometers for a easy or not easy $120,000. That's a lot of money for the miles, I guess. But this would be it, yeah, for sure. I think it's a great all around, like perfect size. The Model Y it's a good size SUV, but we definitely filled it up on our road trips with like a couple luggages and of course the dogs and everything. But I think a Model X is like the perfect, like enough wiggle room for miscellaneous stuff, the dogs, and everything for all of our junk. Yeah. Japan's opening up in September? Oh, I did not know that actually. That's cool. But I mean, with how everything's going, like it might just close back up again. So who knows? I mean, I guess I could do black and black to save like another a little bit of money, like $2,000. No, I think this would be it. I would probably keep this one for a little bit and just suffer with paying it because it's expensive. This will be my gift to me when I hit 1 million subscribers, if I ever hit that. But the battery consumption is very fast. Yeah, because it's a bigger car and all that stuff. It makes sense. But yeah, welcome to the chat, Dr. Khalid Haradi. Do you have a Tesla on order? 100K for 350 miles. It should be around 500K. Yeah, exactly. It's insane in terms of opportunity cost because 100K can get you a lot of other cars, but of course you're paying for gas at the same time. Actual miles is very less. Yeah, probably a real world like 80% because you're not supposed to charge the car to 100% every single time anyways. So yeah, it's probably realistically like 280, 270. And if it's like a hot climate that you live in or a really cold area, then yeah, you're definitely not going to get the full range. Nice, you have 2 Teslas. What Teslas do you have? You have a Model X? Because I think the Model X is the perfect Tesla next to the Model Y in terms of like space, usability, passenger carrying, and stuff like that. Also, Model 3 is giving more miles compared to the Model X. Yeah, makes sense. Smaller car, bigger battery. Definitely makes sense to be able to have more range. Model 3, I think it's a good daily driver. I always thought my Model 3 was a little bit tight, and like just the Model 3 and the Model Y suspension it's rough. So if you're like a little bit older and you can't handle like jarringness, I would say try and spend a little bit more money, or maybe even get the suspension for the Model Y. But don't expect like luxury suspension with Teslas, unfortunately. Like I mean, all EVs actually have bad suspension because of how heavy the batteries are. But yeah, suspension is no good, in my opinion. Also, the camera is very, very R-word compared to Model 3 and 3X. After driving Model 3, I believe it's more practical and more high-end technology than Model X. Interesting. Well, what year Model X did you drive? Because the Model 3, yeah, it's way more updated, but the newly refreshed Model S and the newly refreshed Model X, they've done a super fantastic job with updating the interior, the quality, and the screen. You can really tell a difference because And I noticed a difference from even going from the Model Y, the 2021 Model Y that I had, to the Model S that I just took delivery of like 2 months ago. It's a world of a difference. It's actually really worth it, depending on what price you get, of course. But the build quality is good. The screen is a lot nicer, and like the door, everything just feels like more solid as a car. And the funny thing is, I felt the same when I first got my 2021 Model Y. It felt a lot more solid and heavier and more like stronger feeling than the Model 3 that I had, which was 2019. You know, like Tesla is like continuously improving, which is really cool. Yeah. Wait, can the Model X be a write-off on tax season if it's for business because of weight? Yes. So the Model X is over 6,000 pounds. You can write it off, but the caveat with that is you need to, when write-off is cool and everything for writing off a business, but you literally have to buy the car and keep the car forever. If you sell the car, you get depreciation recapture, so you literally pay profit on what you sell it for. So if you're gonna buy it and keep it forever and take the write-off then it's worth it for SUVs. So that's why people buy them, keep them for X amount of years and whatever. But the Model Y and lighter vehicles, you don't get that full write-off. I think it caps at like 25K. Maybe Yafomo can give us some more insight on business write-offs for vehicles, but it definitely, because it's not over the 6,000 pound limit, you don't get the full write-off like other cars. Even the Sentry mode with Model 3 is more advanced than Model X, which is really upsetting because you're paying 3 times the price for that type of system. Yeah, so Dr. Khalid, I would definitely check out a newer Model X because they've updated it completely. The 2022 Model X and Model S are complete refreshes, and they are way better, I would say, than the Model S. I'm sorry, than the current Model Y and Model 3. All right. Thanks for watching the stream. Please hit that like if you enjoyed it. If you want to support the channel, there's a buy a coffee link somewhere. You can support the channel for as little as $1 up to $5. You can also do a super thanks or a super chat or something like that to support the stream. You know, I'd really appreciate it. I plan to do these like maybe on like a bi-weekly basis for if people have questions on buying a Tesla hacks, or buying tips. I do a lot of videos on that, and I'm also thinking about doing a course. So if you're interested, maybe I'll charge it like free for the first 100 people or something like that. But yeah, exactly. So if you flip the vehicle, you gotta pay taxes back on the depreciation you took in the first year. So if you're buying a Model X, you can keep it for like 5 years. That might be worth it because the Model X will probably lose like 50% value. But yeah. Thanks for that, Brian G. This was cool. Thank you. And hopefully I'm trying to be as informative as possible. And I know that buying a car, it can be tough and be scary, and especially buying a Tesla is a big purchase. I mean, it's basically 50K. That's people's yearly salaries. Am I still banned from buying a Tesla? No, I'm not banned yet. That was actually a video about how I found 2 other examples of people getting banned. Not me yet, knock on wood. Fake wood. Look at this wall. So I'm not banned yet, but I've kept my recent Tesla on a different account. I haven't merged it to my main account because I haven't done any road trips yet. So I'm not banned yet. Thankfully, I'm probably not going to flip it. It seems like the people that flip the Teslas like really quickly, like under, like any of these people that buy Rivians R1Ts and flip it under 1,000 miles, 200 miles. Like these are flippers right here. But I'm not gonna be like any of these people. I'm probably gonna drive like 3,000 to 5,000 miles on it, really get some good use out of it. Like I'll probably do that in like 3 months, and then sell it before I need to change tires or anything like that. How do people get banned from Teslas? I made a video on it, like I think released this past week. There's 2 examples that I found where people were actually banned from buying too many Teslas, and it seems like they're just flipping them or buying a lot for whatever. But there's 2 examples where pretty crazy actually with screenshots in that video. So definitely check it out and hit the like on that video if you watch it. But yeah, another 10 seconds for questions if anybody's got any. And then, but yeah, thanks for watching the stream. I take delivery of a short range August-December UFI. UFI? You feel like, oh, I see what you're saying. August, September, yeah, that's exactly. So Daniel Blue, You gotta take my idea. Try and get a Kia or a Hyundai Ioniq. Great deals right now, or not necessarily a deal, but Ioniq 5 seems to be the way to go. 2 years of free charging. Like, I feel like this is a slick deal actually. You buy it, get the $7,500 tax credit, get 2 years of free charging, and then you flip it in 6 months and not lose any money. Yeah. Dr. Clear, retrofit my Model X is possible? No. Unfortunately, it is not possible. There has not been any reports on it. Even the new Model S that just came out with the swivel screen. Yeah, the swivel screen. Yeah, there hasn't been any discussion of it being retrofitted, but this is like sick. Like, I don't even know what I would use it for. It's just like cool to like have more updated parts in a Tesla. NET Posa, what other electric cars would you recommend aside from buying a Tesla? I actually reviewed this where we went through case by case and built a Hyundai and a Kia, went through the MSRPs, how much you could buy them for, how much they're selling for at the auction, at MMR, on auction values, and like the supercharge and everything at the beginning of this live stream. So if you want to rewatch the stream and go to like the 20-minute mark, you can see all the breakdown on why I think you should just buy one of those now, because you can get them at MSRP at, you know, across the country. It's a little bit of hunting you have to do. Even if you pay a little bit of markup, it's still worth it because you harvest the $7,500 tax credit, get free charging. You have to wait anyways, because if you're buying a Tesla, you have to wait 6 months. Buy it, hold it, drive it, sell it. Your Tesla comes in, you buy that. Does nothing measure up to Tesla? Tesla is like a great car, and they hold value, which is nice. You're really paying you're paying for a tech car, not a luxury car. And really half of the purchase process of buying an EV or electric vehicle is the supercharging network. And so you get access to Tesla supercharging, which you just, you lose any range anxiety from that. Senior Blue, I'm wondering if I should just wait when they announce Cybertruck, the used Tesla market is going to drop like a rock. I don't think so. I think used cars will drop either way because of what's happening with like rates and the recession and all that stuff. So there's going to be a weird timing, especially this Christmas or even like next January, then it's going to really drop. But I don't think announcing the Cybertruck is going to do anything to the other used cars. I mean, you might see an influx of cheap Model 3s and Model Ys because they're starting to get the Cybertruck, but there's just so much demand for Model 3s in like the 30 to 40K price point. Even Model Ys, like there's so many people that will just buy it just because it's a cheaper Model 3 or Model Y than a new one. J7 Tech Reviews, welcome to the channel. I have a 2022 Tesla Model 3 long range on order, expected delivery between May 31st. Oh, it's like next week. Congrats, or June, I guess. When should I get my VIN? I live in New Jersey, to be more clear. Okay, so New Jersey is tough because what Tesla does is at the beginning or the first 2 months of every quarter, they try and ship cars like super far away to like non-California, like logistically. So they try and ship cars, put cars on transfer for the first 2 months. And as they get to that third month or even like the last 2 weeks of that month, if the car doesn't arrive to the other states, they just start pushing all those orders to like the next quarter. And then they start delivering cars within like California or a lot closer states. I hope that explanation makes sense. But you'll typically receive your VIN about 2 to 1 week before your actual date. Your EDD is probably going to fluctuate a lot more within the next like month or so. And it might even get pushed out to August or September. So I wouldn't necessarily count on it. Do not do any financing. Hopefully you haven't hit your credit or anything like that. Do not do any financing until you get your VIN in your account. And there actually are some other ways, like you could do like an inspect. If you log into your Tesla account and do like view page source, you could do like Control F to look for a VIN. But I never found that to work on my end. But sometimes like hidden, but wouldn't really, yeah. 150K Model X is outdated, upset. No worries, you can sell your Model X for like 70K, not take a too big of an L and get another one. So you'll be good. All right, guys, thanks for watching this live stream. Please hit that like. Don't forget to, yeah, smash the like button. Thank you, Sanyo Blue. But yeah, Please hit that like if you enjoyed it. Comment below, check out the channel. We're gonna have another video coming out this week where I do a full financing and payment breakdown on the Model S that I just bought, that I've been driving for a little bit. So definitely check it out. Please hit the subscribe and hit the like, and I will see you guys in the next one. This is my first stream from my MacBook, so hopefully everything went well. But yeah, all right, guys. Thanks for watching and have a good week. Buy crypto.